the event. And today I have the pleasure of introducing you to our presenters, Lena Wu and Stephen Blosser. They are from the RCPD, and they will be showing us this new assistive technology software that they have created. Just so you know, their software is downloaded on all our computers in V125. So if you wish to at a later point, check it out on your own. There's a handout going around that walks you through. So if you would like to, feel free to stop by. And also just to remind you to sign in on the sheet, on the sign-in sheet if you haven't already done so. Yeah, I will just let them take it. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Sanja. I appreciate the introduction. A little more detail on myself. Lena Wu, to my right, is the Resource Center for Persons with Disabilities Media Access Specialist.
Yeah.
And you want to tell them a little more about yourself?
I do we provide service to the student with disability, such as e-text in electronic file, and also technology to provide them to they can use like a software, Kurzweil to read aloud the electronic file. And also we provide service to the blind student or visually impaired student in like format in Braille, and also like tactile graphics. So we provide service to all our students. Yeah.
Thank you, Lena. And my name is Stephen Blosser. I'm the assistive technology specialist. I'm an engineer by training. Came here in 1978, so I've been here for over 40 years, working as a rehabilitation engineer, working with people with disabilities. And MSU is a wonderful place. I came here as a volunteer at first, much like much of the volunteers that come to the Resource Center for Persons with Disabilities here on campus. We have approximately 75 volunteers that work with us, most of them from Tower Guard. That's the honor society here at MSU. And they help us and help Lena convert electronic text into other formats that students that are blind can read with screen readers, and that they can read with the tool that I'm going to be demonstrating today called Kurzweil 3000. MSU has been a great authority in helping translate education into an accessible format. Actually, since the 1930s, we've been at work here at MSU. We're known around the world for our expertise in using technology to help students with various disabilities. One of the inventions that I'm going to be demonstrating today, which is built into this product called Kurzweil 3000, is OCR. Does anyone here know what OCR stands for? What is it?
Optical character recognition.
That's correct. It also stands for Office of Civil Rights. Which is an organization, by the way, that requires MSU to accommodate our students with disabilities. And this application, this Kurzweil 3000, has built into it one of the best in the world optical character recognition programs. It was invented by Ray Kurzweil. That's how this product got its name. He, in the early 60s and 70s, worked very hard to create this product that transforms printed material into a machine-readable format. Before you can read a document on your computer, it has to be in the hard drive of the computer. OCR looks at the little characters and then codes them as what they call ASCII. It's a standard for computers to use to understand the letters. This is an amazing invention. In fact, I would say it's probably the most valuable intellectual invention of this century. The reason I'm saying that is because this product was first used to help blind people to read books. There was a machine in the library in the 1980s, some of you might have seen it. It looked like a big copy machine, but it had a scanner. and a blind person could put his book on it, and it would read that book to him. Now this product, which was invented for people with disabilities, is being used around the world to put books that were in print form, huge warehouses full of books, which couldn't be available by microfiche or any other method, into electronic form. And as a result of that, you can go to Google now in a few seconds, do what took many times weeks and months to do for researching information. So OCR has been a very valuable tool, and you should be using it to help us. Another invention that's in this product, there's many different types of this invention in there, called text-to-speech. Once you have the text in your computer in electronic form, now we can use the rules of English or Chinese or other language to convert that into audio format. So that is another invention, was made by this gentleman. He was one of several inventors. Actually, the first text-to-speech system was a device that appeared at the World's Fair in 1935. But it was very cumbersome. It wasn't really computer-based. It just generated the sounds of words that a person would type in, like phonetic sounds. But Dennis Klatt worked very hard to make what he called Klatt Talk during the 1970s. And he worked very hard. He x-rayed his vocal tract. He was an electrical engineer. And he watched his movements of his tongue and his throat to generate these electronic sounds to make a very good quality, and it was one of the best in his time, voice synthesis or text-to-speech systems. Unfortunately, he didn't know x-raying was not good for you, and he lost his voice due to throat cancer as a result of this, and eventually had to use his own invention before he died from cancer. But made a very good product, and you're going to hear some of the things that he started to make in our presentation today. One other thing, I'm just briefly going over some of the background here, and then we'll get into the product itself. But I myself personally am traveling around the world sharing a lot of the different technologies. On this handout that we're giving you, on the back of the instructions for installing Kurzweil, there's a list of other productivity tools. So in addition to the Kurzweil product, there's a number of other things that we use at the RCPD to help people with disabilities. And these tools are valuable and help students with disabilities around the world. We're sharing the information internationally. I traveled to India, which I am here working with the teachers at a school for the blind in Babli, Andhra Pradesh. They speak English there, as well as Telugu and other languages. But this technology, which is helping students that are blind get an education and understand technology, is very much in demand around the world. So I know many people in this area are foreign language speakers. And when you go back into your country or visit there, hopefully you'll share some of the knowledge that we will share with you today. Okay, this product that I'm going to be talking about, Kurzweil 3000, is free to every employee. Oh, this is Maritza. Welcome. This is one of our students, Maritza, from South America. This product is free to you to use. And the instructions for installing it on your computer, which is the most feature-rich, is on the other side of the handout I was just talking about. You can get these instructions by sending an email, because there's a lot of links in the instructions. There's a lot of URLs or links to different places which you can just click on. So what you'd want to do before you install it on your computer, either a Mac or a PC, is to send an email to K3000 at rcpd.msu.edu. And our server will automatically send back to you these instructions. You don't have to have a subject, just send an email to that address. And you'll get the instructions returned to you. So I'm going to go ahead and head off into the instructions. This is the list. I'm going to go to the website real quickly. Okay, and well, let's see. I've got to switch off my screen, my PowerPoint presentation. I'll close that. Yeah, okay. This is what you'll see when you go to the Kurzweil website. And I wanted to point this out when you download this and put it on your computer. You want to use the first option, which is version 16, subscription web license. MSU has the web license, so you want to be sure to get that. If you install the standalone, our license won't work, so that product won't work for you at all. And the other thing to mention is this is a very big program. It takes, using wireless, it takes almost an hour to download. It's many gigabytes. So, very powerful program with multiple languages and different things. You'll also want to, you might want to download that, and then also while you're on this web page, if you scroll down, there's a number of different languages. And it comes standard with English, but you can also download these other groups of languages. And for example, if you're into Dutch, French, and German, you have to go to download one of these two. And these are also big. They're about a gigabyte or 2 gigabytes each. And those are what they call text-to-speech. They call them voices here. They call them a cappella voices. And they are the instructions and the synthesis for generating the foreign languages. And there's a lot of work goes into these. In the 1980s here at MSU, I was an engineer on a design team that created the world's first Mandarin Chinese voice synthesizer. It was created right here at MSU. We worked in collaboration with Sichuan University in the creation of this device. It's not in this product yet. It should be, but it's not there. And it probably will come eventually. There's only about 18 languages, as you can see here, some of these, that are currently available that have text-to-speech. But I'll be able to translate into many more languages, so you can read the text, but as far as speaking the text, it's not quite available. So these are things that you can download and do it when you have lots of time. Maybe before you go to bed, you can start the download, and it might take a few hours to download these big programs. But they're worth downloading. They're very, very valuable. Okay, I'm going to go right into the program itself. This is what you see when you download and install and then execute the Kurzweil 3000 program on the desktop. That's where you install it on your computer. And that's the best way to use the product. All the features are there. There's another form that you can use on your iPhone, and maybe when you're out using another computer, you can also go online. And Lean is going to demonstrate that in a little while. But we're going to go through the features of this product. So there's lots of ways to use it. There's an online version, and then there's the I don't want to say it's the web licensed computer installed version, the first option on there. You can open multiple files, and that's what we're going to cover next. I have a file open here. I'm going to go ahead and go to the File menu, and I'm going to close it. So when you open the product, you come up to this opening page, and there's lots of places that, in addition to giving you the software to install on your computer and giving you an online place, they also provide you with a library or cloud space to store files. So for example, if you want to open a document and put it in your library, which is stored online, you could go to any computer anywhere in the world and log into this site and have your library there and continue reading your book. So it's a handy tool. Some more storage space. We give students a lot of storage space.
And
here
they
at
say
MSU.
that it's unlimited.
Unlimited, yes.
Yeah.
So you can use it to store all of your books and everything that you want. If you leave MSU, you'll still be able to use the product as it exists, but as updates come about, you might have to buy them after you're not a student or employee anymore. But you probably will want to continue that. You get a great discount as a previous owner of the product. So let's say I'm going to read a document. I'm going to go ahead and I can go to the file, and I can open from my library. And I have a little place to navigate here. I don't know if you can see some of these things, kind of small. But I'll go to public. And I have a couple documents over here that I'm working on. I can open up one of the documents. This was a document. I also work in engineering, and I help with the capstone classes. And we have a group of students. These are the students in my capstone class. I was just kind of featuring some of the things that we do in our capstone class. But let's say I want to read the text that's in this document. Now this could be a book, it could be a Word document. You could even get PDFs. Since Kurzweil 3000 has OCR, a lot of PDFs are images. So screen readers wouldn't be able to read them. They're inaccessible. And we don't want to have inaccessible documents. But this product will open anything as long as it has some text that you can see. This was a Word document that I had made. And it puts a little cursor down there. There's a little button up in top. There's also shortcut keys for using the product. And I won't get into a lot of the shortcut keys. F3 will also start reading. I hit that little button on top. You're going to hear it read this sentence.
Undated spring semester and some capstone engineering team of 6 students designed the power system for the War Hospital in Haiti. The focus of this project was how to manage solar, wind, batteries, and engine generators to provide electricity to the hospital.
So it read that sentence in English, and maybe it was kind of fast. Did everyone follow? You did? Okay. Let's say that you didn't like the man's voice, and you wanted to hear it a little differently. Well, we can go up, there's several ways to do this. You can go to audio options, and right now we're listening to a voice synthesizer called Peter. I'm going to go down, let's say I like Sharon. I haven't heard Sharon for a while. So now when I read this paragraph, go down there.
Dream.
Okay.
Dream.
I highlighted one word. And it's reading that word, I'll go to the beginning.
During the 2018 spring semester, a Capstone engineering team of 6 students designed a power system for...
Okay, it's kind of fast. So I can turn the speed down to, maybe we'll go down to 210. See how that sounds.
During the 2018 spring semester, a Capstone engineering team of 6 students designed a power system for the Oi Hospital in Haiti. The focus of this project was how to manage solar, wind, batteries, and engine generators to provide electricity to the hospital.
Okay. So you have lots of different voices. In fact, we can do multiple languages as well. So they're all available in the menus. If you want to play it with the different voices a little bit, and we'll do that. We can go to the Tools menu, go down to Options, go to Reading. Okay. Let's try that again. Go to Tools, Options, Reading. There's supposed to be a dialogue here, but I guess it's not here. Huh. Text, General. Interesting. The reading menu's gone, but I have it over here.
Yeah.
So that was Sharon. I like Will's pretty good. And we can change how fast it is here. We can change the highlighting options. I have it highlighting the sentence. If you want to just highlight the word, you can change it to the word, and then it changes the way it reads.
The focus of this project was how to manage solar, wind, batteries, and engine generators to provide electricity to the hospital.
So that's basically what Kurzweil does for the students that we work with. A lot of our students have disabilities and they have difficulty reading. And some of them, like yourselves, maybe have difficulty reading English or other languages. Let's say that you come to a word in the document that you're not really quite sure what it is. Let's highlight engine. Over here on the left, I can get a definition of the word engine. And it will actually read that definition to me.
And 1. A machine that turns energy into mechanical force or motion, especially one that gets its energy from a source of heat, such as the burning of a fuel. 2.
So it'll read through the definition to you. That's true. I'm going to get into that in a little bit. So this is a way to understand it. If you want to, it has a picture dictionary as well. There's an engine, okay? So these are handy tools. If you're reading something very complicated, like nuclear physics or something, and you have a lot of difficulty to understand words, these tools will help you. Let's say that you're a student and you have a book, and you want to mark up your book. The formats that I open this as a Word document. When I save this document, after I've read it or read part of it, I'm going to save it in a format, so I'm going to go ahead and do that here. I'm going to go Save As. And notice it, I don't know if you can see this, but right at the end of it, it says .kes. You want to be sure to do that after you open the document, because let's say you're opening a non-accessible document, like a PDF that's an image, and the program does OCR on it. In other words, it converted all of the text into readable formats. At that point, you want to be sure to save it in .kes, because that format won't have to do OCR again when you open it. It'll save that. And I'm going to save that as KES here in my files. So next time I open that, it'll open instantly. Another way to mark up, let's say you want to highlight some things. There's some highlighting tools. You can highlight in different colors. Select green. And if you have any questions while I'm doing some of these things, so those are ways that you can highlight text. And you might say, well, what can I do with the highlighting? After you take your book and you highlight certain sections, things that are going to be on your exam in the chapter, for example, you can go up to the File menu, and you can go to Extract, and you can extract highlights and notes. This enables you to just extract all separately, just the parts of the book that you highlighted, so that you can use that to get at things quickly and save them. very, very fast. Am I moving through this? Let's see, next PDF, what formats? Okay, the next thing we want to do, let's say we want to start a new document ourselves. The Kurzweil product allows you to create documents. You can take the notes that you take in class and upload them, save them on your computer, and then import them into Kurzweil. And so I'm going to go to File. I'm going to go to Open. And I can open some documents, but I forgot that I need to go to Write. So there's a little tab at the top. So I'm going to write a document, or create one. And I'm going to create a new document. I'm going to go to File, New. Let's say it's a draft. I'm going to make it blank. Okay, so now I have a blank document, just like in Microsoft Word. And I'm going to use another product real briefly here to help me so I don't have to type. How many of you have heard of Dragon Naturally Speaking? There's a couple of people here. I'm putting my headphones on and my microphone. And now I'm going to go into this new document that I can make with Kurzweil 3000. And I'm going to go up and use my Dragon Naturally Speaking, turn the microphone on. I'm here today demonstrating Kurzweil 3000. This is a wonderful product that will help you understand English and other languages and to do your schoolwork, period. So now I've got a short document here. And the Kurzweil 3000 will read that to me.
Demonstrating Kurzweil 3000, this is a wonderful product that will help you understand English and other languages and to do your schoolwork.
Okay. If I want to, let's say I'm speaking to a group in Haiti, and I have done this, there's some cell phone apps that I use, but then there's also a translator. So I could translate into other languages. Let's say, let's see, we have any French speakers here? Oh, we have a couple. So I'm going to translate into French. Some people in Haiti speak French, if they don't speak Creole. Hit translate. Okay, and then I can see it as a document. So now it will read, it changes the voice synthesizer to the French one I happen to have on my computer.
Aujourd'hui, pour démontrer que Kurzweil 3000 est un excellent produit qui vous aidera à comprendre l'anglais et d'autres langues et à faire votre travail scolaire.
Okay, so this is a fast way to get other languages quickly. And just to review, it does have a number of options there. If I go to online, go to translate, I'm going to do this drop down. We have over 200 different languages here from many different parts of the world that it can translate into. Now, as I said, you'll notice that some of these are bold, like the ones at the very top of the, if you can see these are bold, the English, French, German, Italian, Portuguese, and Spanish. They're bold because those languages have a voice, a text-to-speech option. The Bengali, Chinese, Czech, Danish and Dutch actually are synthesizers that I could download, but I don't have them on my computer yet. So they're not in bold, but some of them are there and some of them aren't. We're hoping that if you have a specific language that you want to hear spoken to you, or you want to be able to translate into the spoken output, that we might be able to contact Kurzweil and see if we can get those implemented. Kurzweil works with MSU quite a lot. People come to us and they offer to give presentations and other things to help us learn the product. But this is a very handy way for you to learn it and to translate in other languages. I used this when I was working with the teachers in Haiti. Many of them spoke English. They wanted me to stay there and teach English. But they know French and Creole, and we could print in Creole, French Creole, and in French. So that was helpful in doing some of the schoolwork. I can also translate back to English. So there we have it back, and in other languages. All right, so now let's say that I want to mark, let's say I want to add a voice note. I can, well, let me go back and open another document. Just go back here, and let's say we can open a sample file. These are on my computer. I could also open documents in my online library. Just here's a Spanish document. Here's another one. You can have pictures, of course. And let's say that I want to put in a note here describing why this is an important document, or why I need to read this. So I have the option of doing adding a voice note, adding a sticky note. So I can add a sticky note here. This is
On the
it's supposed to be saying it. Okay, so now I have this little sticky note that I can move around in my document. And when you save it as a KES file, those notes get saved. I can also add a voice note. So I can dictate and add a little voice note. Why don't I do that? I think that was the voice note. Yes. So I'll go into my document. And now as I talk, this, stop, start recording. This is a special document that will be covered on some of the material that I'm putting together in the future. Stop, okay. So now I have a little voice note in my document. This is just one of the ways to mark up your document. So when I click on it again, this is a special document that will be covered on some of the material that I'm putting together. Anyway, that's the way to add some markup to your document. Any questions so far on the use of Kurzweil and translating? So what are we going to cover next? Bookmarks. Outline. Okay. There's an outline tool built in. So I go to the right menu. You want to use your computer or this one? You want to use this one?
Yeah.
Okay. If I go to the right tool, I can go to New. So I go to File. I go New, and I go Outline. I can start from a template. Oh, I don't have a template, so I'm going to go back. So I'm going to go File, New, Outline, Blank. So you can use this to write in different structure. It helps you to outline a document. This is a lot like Word and their templates. Of course, with this you have other different things. So and then you can save it as a KES file, or you can export it in Word and other formats as well when you're finished. Okay. So that kind of covers an overview of Kurzweil 3000. Lena is now going to demonstrate the online version, which is a little different. I also want to mention that the Mac version, how many of you are Mac users? Oh, we have a few here. You'll be able to download the Mac version. That's on the website, the same place that I sent, only for Mac. There's a different address in the instructions for going to the Mac downloads. It operates slightly differently, but basically the same thing. So you'll be able to do all of those things. So Lena now is going to go to the Kurzweil3000.com, right?
Yeah, so
So she's going to Google. This is what you'll have to remember.
go here, and then you can log in. So
Oh.
you need to register.
Here, why don't you turn that off, the reader, so you can. There's a little thing in the way of my login.
So you can, we have a temporary, you can use RCPD text.
You take my name off.
Okay.
There you go. So she's logging in online with the username RCPD test and the password. And you'll be given a password, and you can change that password to something that you can remember. They send you a kind of.
So you can download attachment, extension, so you can read, use the Kurzweil to read a web page. So for example, like this.
Tools that help them unlock their potential.
Yeah.
Provide access to your curriculum with a powerful, multi-sensory approach.
Yeah. And then,
That's called Read the Web. And that's in the desktop version as well as the online version. You want to go to K3000.
yeah, I need to go to K3000.
You have to take the .com off and edu. Good. Two more. There, now 3000. There you go. That's where you go to use the online version of Kurzweil. Here you can log in.
So after you register, you use your ID. So for you temporarily can use RCPD. If you didn't register, RCPD test.
That's the username, and
then
you
the
can make any
practice.
username for yourself that you wish.
Practice.
You have to use the password.
Okay.
Oh, now you're in.
Yeah. So Kurzweil, they provide cloud-based storage for you, and it called Universal Library. So and everybody, they will give you an account in the storage, and it will be like a private, public. So here that we have some file, and so you can. So the function is just like the standalone version. So it's very similar, but some of the files. So when you open the file, get into the reading mode, everything looks like the standalone version, except that the audio file, you cannot extract your file into audio, and you also cannot add a voice note, and also you cannot add like a hyperlink. So those functions were missed in the web version. Other than that, it's quite similar. And for this,
T3PO2, less than so senior paragraph, FFPCO, CO, all degrees OS.
so for it's interesting that this example, it's actually the file is upside down, and but still the OCR built-in OCR program can directly convert into the regular text and can read to the user. So it's very powerful, and you also can put the bookmark, and you can change your you can just mute the voice, and you also do the highlight. Everything just similar to the standalone version, and you can change the document and also do the notes, and also you can read, translate into different language.
Lena, can you turn the document? This is good for laying in bed.
Yeah, so so you can rotate.
Thank you. The online version is a little slower than the desktop version. Depends on your internet connection.
Okay, and it's good that you can access Kurzweil online through any device, through the internet. So like you have the your iPhone, and you can just go to the web and to go to their website to use the web version. So it's very convenient. So this one.
So you're opening the document that you just... look, that's easier there, isn't it?
Yeah, another one. So and also you can move to next page. Use this page, and I can show you. You also can do the translation. So you can highlight this and do the translation into a different language. So here, let's try Chinese. Simplify, translate. 这些天恢复. So this day the recovery. So it's quite good. And all this online. So you can use your phone to access. And if you want to go back to the library, you just go to click the main menu and go back to the library. And all this the storage size is unlimited. So it's very convenient, and it's so it's free. So the function feature in this online version is similar to Steve demonstrated. So I think I don't need to explain more. Yeah.
Okay. Now I demonstrated how to open up PDFs, Word files, KDS files, RTF, all of the different formats. But let's say you have a document like a handout. You want to save that and have that read to you. You can get a scanner, and then I'll go back and open up my version. I go to New. File, New. Yeah, blank. Okay, so there's a little menu up here for scanning. And if I take, let's take, this is it has two columns, and I put it on here. It might be upside down. But if I go to scan, I can just hit F9. Is it working? It's not. It is on.
Oh, it popped up on the screen.
Oh, it did? Oh, it's looking for the wrong scanner. Okay, so this is what I have to do. Let's go back to the desktop version. Oh, it's closed. Interesting. So I'm going to go ahead and open up Kurzweil one more time. I go to the application. I have to log in using my password. I'm opening the desktop application. And I don't need to open them, so I'm going to say no. That was because it got closed. So I'm going to do a scan now. So I'm going to hit the scan button, or F9. See if it will scan. I did it again. I forgot to set up the scanner. So I go to scan. So scanner setup, select scanner. I have a number of different scanners, and I forgot that I have to select the scanner. It's still trying to scan. Stopped working. All right. Well, this is the way it goes, isn't it? What's that?
So
You
the
can do it
web
with-
version also you can use Kurzweil online to read aloud the file in your Google Drive if you have any file in the Google Drive. Yeah, and we also we have a account at the Bookshare library, and we also can go to Bookshare directory and read the book use the Kurzweil.
So the lesson here is you have to use the right scanner. So now we'll see if we can do it. So it's scanning the document now from my scanner. Notice it comes up upside down, but it's intelligent enough to automatically turn it right side up. Right, have us all standing on our head. So now it's ready to read.
Tools. Reading and writing. Kurzweil 3000 freeform SU students. Kurzweil 3000 highlights text as it reads and is considered by many as the most advanced reading tool on the market.
Okay, so that's how you can take a document that's just printed and convert it automatically. So any other questions? Questions so far? We have a few minutes. You know, after I'm finished here, if anyone is interested in using this, it is installed on the Mac lab next in 125, and I would be happy to go in there afterwards and help you use the tool. There are a number of many things you can do with this. The translation option is very helpful. How many of you translate documents? You study different languages. It does a very good job. It's not bad. There are, Google does translation as well. Many of you are using that. This does a lot of online things. They have servers set up in different countries that enable you to have what they have access to these, what they call neural networks. They're very powerful. It allows you to use multiple servers to do things much faster than if you just had this running on your computer by itself. There's another feature that I did not describe to you, and this is something that I use a lot. If I go up to the File menu, and I go down to an application called Audio Files, I click on that, I can create audio files. For some reason so I create audio file, and I can select either WAV or MP3 or DAISY. DAISY is a standard for books, DAISY books, readers. EPUB is the new DAISY standard. But I could save this as an audio file, then I put it on my cell phone or on my MP3 player, and as I'm commuting, I make trips on the weekend, for example, that I drive for 2 hours. And then I have these audio files, audio book basically, and I can listen to that, and it's very helpful. I'm a good audio learner. And of course, you can have it in multiple languages, so you can listen to it in your native language as well as English. The way that you use this is you get it so it sounds good. Go back here, cancel. So you get the synthesizer, the speed, so it's reading it very nicely. And then at that point, you go up into the file menu and create audio file of that. Sometimes it's good to divide up your book into chapters and then save it as audio files of specific chapters. It's very handy. So, so I think we've done everything pretty much. No one has any questions. I expected more questions. What languages? I know we have one of our students here, Maritza. Hello.
Yeah.
Have you used your JAWS to read some of your classwork, Maritza? What is your text-to-speech tool that you use?
We use JAWS all the time.
You're using JAWS.
Yeah.
JAWS is a screen reader.
Windows, so it's different when you have Mac and you have Windows.
That's true. What do you use?
JAWS.
JAWS with Windows.
18, I'm sure.
Okay. One of the things that I didn't show you in here, and I can, is let's say you're creating a document and you want to do some mathematics. Lita and I are working very hard on creating a way for our students that are blind to take science classes. Everyone at MSU takes Math 103. I have some students here, right, that take that. And if you're blind, taking math can be quite a challenge. So this text-to-speech software, Maritza uses JAWS, as she said, which is a screen reader for the blind. When it comes to mathematics, it doesn't do very well typically. So there are some methods that we're currently working on at Michigan State University to put math on our D2L and other formats into a MathML format, which JAWS does read. And it'll read the math equation to you. So that's something that is going to help a lot of our students. And other universities are also working with methods to solve that. There is a product called Math Talk, which allows you to actually dictate using Dragon Naturally Speaking. And then when you want to dictate an equation, there's a proper way to read that equation into the text, into the voice to text application. And I sometimes demonstrate that product. But eventually, this is where artificial intelligence is going to really shine in the future. Because everybody uses math, especially engineers and scientists. And in the future, we'll be able to use products like that to read equations, and the computer will not only have the ability to read that back to you, but it'll also understand what it's saying. Right now, these applications, this text-to-speech, they don't really know what is being, they're just following rules. But as time goes by, the application that will read math equations and other things to you will be able to solve those equations along with your help. And that's the kind of work environment that we're trying to set up at the RCPD, is to make it possible for our blind students to go into Math 103, have those equations read, and then also interact with them verbally to enable you to have its help in solving them. Kurzweil so far has a calculator built in, a talking calculator, so you can actually work with it that way. But we're working towards getting that so that it can be read back to you, and that the student then can also solve the equation. Because having the equation read isn't enough. You have to be able to actually manipulate it and work with it. So our future is great. I've had the pleasure of having students come to me in the past that have needed some of these tools to enable them to speak. We have a number of students that have cerebral palsy and other conditions, and they can't talk. And one of these students' name was Jim Brooks. He came to me a number of years ago. We worked with him, and we gave him the ability to talk with a computer. He told me before he went on to graduate in computer science, and he worked for Lear Siegler in Grand Rapids, and he programmed all of the airplanes, the fighter jets that they built, so that the instruments would talk to the pilot. And the airplane then would virtually talk to the pilot of the airplane, alerting him if there was something important that he needed to look at. But he told me, he said, please share this information that I've helped develop, these solutions, with other people. And that's what I hope to do. And I hope you can use some of these tools that I've talked about today and share them with your friends. It's free to everybody. It's a worthwhile tool. So, thank you. All right. Well,
So,
if anybody wants to go there,
Yeah.
I'm willing to go. But
So if anyone wants to go,
Stick
please
around
go
for a
with
little while.
Stephen. But otherwise, we have this installed in all of our computers and in the lab, but you can go anytime. And if there are any further questions, are you the contact person?
yes,
Stephen?
Lena and I have our contact information on this, on the outline, as well as the handout that you have at the end. So I would be happy to help you if you have a class that you're teaching and you want to use this product. There's other features like tests you can make and some other things for the students. So, here to help.
Well, thank you so much again
You're
for
welcome.
coming
Thank you.
today, and thank you all for attending. Please fill out our little evaluation sheets before you leave, and just as a reminder, for the next 2 weeks, we are not going to schedule PD events because people are busy attending conferences, and then we have Thanksgiving, right? So we'll be back on the week after Thanksgiving, so we look forward to seeing you then. Thank you so much, and have a great day. Thank you very
You're
much,
welcome.
Stephen.
Thank you.
And like you said, you know, this could be a full-fledged, like the 3-hour thing, just
Yes.
sitting in the lab. It
I
would,
did
you know, yeah.
We did this in the
Probably-
business school. We had
Yeah.
people trying to use it, and that's what we developed, us going around helping.
Yeah.
They can do
Yeah.
the hands-on.
I think the different languages is what is most attractive because we're all language people, and, you know, just going into every.
Yeah, you can, as you're reading something in English,
Yeah.
you can take a section and
Right.
translate it right there. You know.
We, our French professor here noticed that the French that was being read was the Quebec accent, you know.
From where?
From Quebec, so right, not the French, France, but the Quebec.
Yes. There's probably other synthesizers.
Sure,
Yeah.
yeah.
People in a room, I mean, we might have to do it via
You know, so we hope that a lot
or
of
is there like a
people will
time during
explore
meeting
this.
days?
And,
I think it's
yeah.
worth having. If I was doing a language, I'm trying to